Plugged-in NBA reporter Mark Stein says, Warriors officials believe they remain well-positioned for a trade upgrade at some point in the next year. So everyone wants to know, who are they going after? Already struck out on LeBron James, Paul George, Lauri Markkanen, but there's one name that could be right around the corner. And it's not random. We have seen definite signs of this happening. But what if it doesn't work? Would Steph Curry ever leave the Warriors? Bam! Steph removes Warriors guard from his IG profile. This is what Klay did before he left the team. Steph wants to play with Bronny, obviously. No, that is ridiculous. But what Steph actually said to the media should have fans worried. But the point is, no one wants to see Steph go out like Dirk Nowitzki or Kobe Bryant. All-time players on some crappy teams at the end. Played for one franchise, but that loyalty cost them chances at the end. So if the Warriors feel like they're in position to make a big trade, what could that be? I literally write for a living, and I know it looks like I do videos, but if you want a good YouTube hack, it's all about the writing. Well, Grammarly is sponsoring today's video, and that is perfect because it's an AI writing partner that works with your everyday apps to write better. It takes hours sometimes for me to go back and forth, rewrites, tone adjustments. Grammarly gets it done in a few clicks, saving all that time. It's different because Grammarly works where you work. No more copying and then pasting like other AI tools. Also, you get personalized suggestions based on the audience. Like writing to your boss isn't the same as writing to your mom, but the best part, all of this is free. Just sign up and download for free using my link, grammarly.com/amhoops. That is grammarly.com/amhoops. Well, people want to play with Steph. How could they not after the Olympics? The craziest stat I saw about that gold medal game, Steph hit 4 big threes the final 2 minutes, 43 seconds. He has done that one time his entire career. Once out of 1,103 NBA games. We just saw peak Steph Curry at age 36, but he doesn't have a number 2 option on the Warriors. The best they have is Andrew Wiggins on some nights, and he just disappears. I mean, some teams have one star, like the Nuggets, but at least Nikola Jokic has Jamal Murray, MPJ, and Aaron Gordon. All 3 of those guys would be the Dubs' second best player. It's embarrassing. Warrior fans say, oh, what about Jonathan Kuminga? He could be the number 2. He's just 21 years old. Last year put up 16 points, efficient, could potentially drop 20 a night this next season. But Steph needs a star now. And this summer actually set them up to get one. They let go of Klay Thompson. It would have been so easy to bring him back. 9 out of 10 franchises would do that. But it kills the roster. Not paying him took guts, but what they did instead isn't being talked about. The Dubs' main 3 additions were Buddy Hield, Kyle Anderson, and DeAnthony Melton. You can make the case all 3 of them are better than Klay is at this point. Buddy Hield, same exact 3-point percentage last season. Both of them average on defense at this point, but Hield won't take those wild hero ball shots Klay's been taking the last few years. Kyle Anderson is a smart player for their complicated offense, and he guarded Luka in the conference finals. DeAnthony Melton, an above-average 3-and-D player, but they signed on short contracts and didn't burn any draft picks. All they had to give up was a 2031 second-round swap. So yeah, they're in position to make a trade, but who could they get? Well, Paul George went to Philly, and Lauri Markkanen stayed in Utah, but we learned what Golden State will give up. For Lauri, they offered cap filler Moses Moody, multiple first-round picks, and multiple swaps. Utah demanded Brandon Podziemski, but the Dubs said no. Jonathan Kuminga, though, might be available, so they're willing to deal vets outside of Steph and Draymond, young guys, Moses Moody and Kuminga, plus all picks and swaps. So let's look at who's actually available. Decent number 2s include Zach LaVine, Brandon Ingram, Jeremy Grant, and Jarrett Allen, who can be traded at the deadline despite his new deal. Or they could go for several role players like DeAndre Hunter, Bruce Brown, Kyle Kuzma, and Jordan Clarkson. The Warriors made sure to stay under the luxury tax, free to make moves. But there is one big move we haven't mentioned. First though, let's look at those other names that I said are definitely available. Zach LaVine is considered a toxic contract, but he could be had for cheap. Remember when people were saying that about Kyrie Irving 2 years ago? Now everybody's kicking themselves who had a chance to get him. Well, Zach is an elite offensive player who just hasn't had a chance in the playoffs. Dude's had one postseason run and lost in 5 to Milwaukee because he's not a #1 option, but as a #3, it works. That's why I think the Lakers are a perfect fit for him. Behind LeBron and AD, it works. So what about Jarrett Allen for the Warriors? The Cavs re-signed him on a cheap deal, which is awesome, and they can flip him if they start slow. But what about this home run option? Every Olympics, stars form a bond winning the gold medal. It's where the Miami Heat Big Three first talked about playing together. So many people wonder who talked about teaming up. Of course, everyone wants to play with Steph, but one player stands out above the rest. After USA's embarrassing loss in the FIBA World Cup, Kyle Kuzma posted, "Anybody could be nice with the ball in their hands, but can you be cool with defending and going into the corner for some possessions?" Devin Booker simply tweeted, "I'll do it." The extra pass, strong defense, whatever Team USA needed. So after winning gold, Steve Kerr said to the media, "No one asked about Devin Booker. He was incredible, our unsung MVP. Kerr wants Book on his team. He's the perfect unselfish player who doesn't get the national respect he deserves. And if the Suns continue to implode, Book or KD could move." I mean, imagine if the Suns get swept in the first round again. It would be a huge hit on KD's legacy. Dude has made it out of the first round one time since leaving the Warriors. So in preparation for this, the Rockets traded back the Nets picks to get control of the Suns' future. Woj immediately posted, "Houston wants to trade for Kevin Durant." But then the Suns owner laughed in Woj's face. "This is just wrong." My turn. Phoenix loves KD and KD loves Phoenix. We are competing for a championship this year because we have the team to do it. Go Suns! So obviously the team is not getting blown up right now, but just wait a few months. Every offseason, some team that was supposed to make the playoffs gets embarrassed and panics. So as of now, if the Suns trade their stars, it at least has to involve Houston. Phoenix needs their picks and H-Town has them. So the Warriors would need an assist from Book to land him in a trade. If he demanded to be traded to the Warriors, it would make things difficult for the Suns to do anything otherwise. Have to be a 3-team deal sending a different star to Houston. So not a guarantee and super complicated. So what if it doesn't happen? Would Steph actually leave the Bay? Well, he recently told ESPN, "I've always said I want to be a Warrior for life. At this stage in my career, I feel that's possible, but I want to win." If it's a situation where you're a bottom feeder and it's just because you want to stay there, I'd have a hard time with that. Wow. That is as close as Steph gets to putting pressure on the front office. And I know it sounds crazy, but Klay to Dallas opened the door for any of the big three to leave. It'll feel even more real when they actually start playing games and Klay is wearing a Mavericks uniform. But honestly, I think Steph will probably retire a Warrior, but he doesn't want the front office to think it's a guarantee. That's why he says things like this to the media. He puts just enough pressure to keep them on their toes. In the meantime, that report from Mark Stein says the Warriors believe that they are set up to make a big trade, and that is not a lie. They just have to be patient and see who comes available. But I think we will get at least one more run at a chip for Steph Curry. Hey, but one underrated storyline for the Suns is why not blow it up? Because if they can get their picks back, there's some legit talent coming in the NBA draft. In fact, 15 players in the top 75 high school rankings are sons of NBA legends. 15 kids! So I had a look at these top recruits to compare the Suns to their Hall of Fame dads.